Welcome, it's King Lizard on Xbox One with Forza Motorsport 6 racing action from Porsche DLC, and this is part of the Porsche Showcase. That is the 962 Flatout. So here I'm racing the Porsche 962. Absolute beast of a vehicle, this thing. This is, to me, this feels like the most powerful vehicle in the game. From, traction from road to car input, if you like, through the controller. It feels absolutely brutal. Nearly went off that corner there. Just pull her back in. Now I'm driving once again with ABS on, and I'm using manual gearing but no clutch. Every other assist in the game is turned off, and this car is a real handful. So absolutely amazing race. This is actually my third attempt on this race as well. I'm racing against pro difficulty cars again, and I had some pretty serious accidents in my last two attempts where things didn't quite go well, overtaking other cars, shall we say. One of them was a computer AI issue that hit me, the other one was me hitting the computer AI in the wrong way and flipping my car several times. So this straight is absolutely mental. I'm already starting to overtake the other cars, and it's not like it's a slow progression, and it's pretty immediate overtakes here. This thing is super fast and super powerful. It's very kind of twitchy. You do have to be real careful how much you torque the steering wheel. Losing control in this car is very easy to do with these steering assists and stuff off. Also, you really at all costs want to avoid any kind of contact with the barriers or the cars. You will lose control at high speed. So coming up to the first major corner in this particular race, this is the old La Sarthe version of the MANS, by the way. I should have mentioned that earlier. So it's the full circuit, so it's a big old race. We have 3 laps of this to do, so it's going to be quite a long beast of a race. I'm going to talk for the duration of the live race while I do this, and then what I'll do is I'll leave you guys to watch the replay with some additional notes for me at the end of the video. Quite a long time for me to talk this because it is a pretty long race. It's around about a 10-minute race. Oh, I've screwed it up, come off the track. I've got to be careful with to come back on without collisions. Getting hit here could cause me some dire issues for the rest of the race, so I really want to avoid contact with other cars, and they are really close. I am racing in professional mode, hence all the assists and stuff being off. You cannot be competitive in automatic at these high levels of the game's half assist, so haven't quite got good enough to be at unbeatable level yet. Forza 4 I can drive unbeatable, just not in Forza 6. It is a tougher game. So coming up to these last few bends, so along here you can kind of keep it in 4th. It's going to make you a bit slower, but it'll give you a little bit more grip into some of the corners. Definitely want to drop it down in the 3rd in these sections and keep it in 3rd as you're going through these sections. You can keep quite a nice corner there. As you see, you need to back off just a little bit. That will throw you wide if you don't back off the accelerator there, and then punch her up in the 4th, ready for a very tight left-hander coming up, plus a series of very quick corners and short corners. Managed to hold that quite well. Not bad entry into that exit onto the straight. So this is coming up, this is lap 1 over, 2 laps to go. This is absolutely brutal, this race. Really feeling quite pressured here. This car is, as I said, a real handful. It's got so much power, it's unreal. Oh, I've overthrown it again there. Need to learn to do that corner a bit better. That is my nemesis, that corner, or that series of corners I should say. And this particular section here, I always manage to screw this up one way or another, lose some speed or slide out. I've done it again there. Got to be careful. That BMW V12 is right on my backside, looking for that 2nd place spot that I'm currently occupying. So foot to the floor time. Can I catch 1st place with this big gap? Hopefully I can, because this thing is an absolute monster on the straight. So let's see what it's doing. You can just really feel the power from car to the tarmac on this controller. It just feels amazing, like no other car has in Forza for me. At the moment this thing is really standing out for me as a car where I can kind of feel it. I think this is the first real car in Forza 6 that has made me feel like I'm playing Project Cars again. I think that was the one thing over Project Cars has over Forza 6 is things like its engine sounds and stuff are generally a lot better from my experience. But this car is definitely equaling the Project Cars effort in terms of, you know, capturing the car's characteristics. And the engine sound is absolutely mind-blowing with the headphones on. Really awesome engine sound. I can barely hear myself talk, to be honest. In fact, I can't. So hopefully I'm not too overpowering on the mic here. So, nice right-hander there. Got a bit of a gap on the main field now. However, second place is right on my rear. So pressure's still on. Still got a long way to go yet. We're around about halfway through this race now. And we're going to come up to a very undulating kind of right-hander followed by a very tight left-hander, and I nearly screwed it up. I nearly lost the back end. Come back. Oh, he's got me again. So this time that BMW has overtaken me. I've dropped back into second place now. I think it was a BMW. Was it a BMW? If it was, maybe the BM overtook the other car. I'll find out when I catch him up again, I hope. Let's see. So really flooring this. You can get pretty good speed along this back section as well. So a lot of people sort of get put off by Le Mans with big long straight and then they think the rest of it's quite technical. But this section you can actually get some very good speed through. As I said, you know, you can keep it in third there as I did this time. I want to deliberately keep it in third there so you see the difference between that fourth gear to third gear change I did in the first lap. But third gear is adequate along here. I don't have anyone close enough to be a danger to me. So keeping it in third is actually working quite well and hold the corners better. Real nice tight entry into that left hander. I've got a very tight left hander coming up. I'm going to try something really cheeky here. Oh, I nearly got that seriously wrong. I avoided collision with the car. Probably put him off a bit though. That wasn't quite as clean as I'd liked. I managed to get through there in first anyway. It was actually a Mazda. I think that's the 767B I think I just overtook there. So that BMW is probably still in second place. So I'm in first now for the final lap. Let's see if I can get this corner right this time. Oh no! What am I doing? I screwed it up again. Fortunately that car hasn't overtaken me as yet. I've got to hold this a lot better than I have been doing or I'm going to lose this place again. Although of course I can regain it on the straight. I know that because that car's right on top of me at the moment. It's just obviously if I can stay ahead I can get that little bit more gap between me and second place and increase the chances of me finishing this thing in first place on professional difficulty, which I'll be very happy with because, to be honest, 50% of the time I'm finding that I'm coming in second and third in professional difficulty. It's quite hard to win a race in pro manual driving, or at least for me at the moment anyway. I'm winning around 50% of the time, whereas if I drop back into expert I'll win every time. Hence why I went up to the next level, because expert just isn't challenging enough for me. But hopefully maybe in a month or so I'll be up to unbeatable level. We shall see. Depends on how many other different games I'm playing, because there's a hell of a lot of games coming out over the next few weeks, and obviously the Division is going to be getting a lot of my attention come March 8th. So absolutely storming along these back straights. I think the fastest I hit along this section was 242 miles an hour. Not on this particular run, but my brain's a little frazzled right now to remember which particular lap it was, but it's definitely one of the 3 goes I've had thus far anyway. So in the final lap here, halfway through lap 3, and then we'll be into that replay. I do love watching that replays. So the Porsche DLC is currently $15.99 on Xbox Live Marketplace. I actually think it's worth every penny, and the reason for that is there's 21 cars in this game. You also get Virginia Raceway, and that is a fantastic new track. I'll actually be putting some footage up of Virginia and one of the older spec Porsches, hopefully today if not tomorrow, so that you guys can take a peek. But putting it into perspective, when you consider the fact there are 21 cars and you have the Virginia Raceway circuit added as part of this Porsche DLC, it's an absolute bargain at that price. I mean, all of these cars, 21 cars and the track, have all had to be scanned in and generated into this game. That's a hell of a lot of hours and a hell of a lot of time. for which you're paying less than 70p each. Absolutely fantastic value for money. And in addition to that, you know, the campaign has been put together with so much love from Turn 10 Studios. You really get to appreciate, you know, Porsche as a manufacturer through the storytelling in the game or the facts that are given by some of the ex-race drivers. An absolute essential purchase for Forza Motorsport 6. So I'm into the last couple of S-bends here, and then we're into the final straight. Got quite a nice lead on the second place car there, got myself a new badge as well, and that is a win in Pro. So I shall leave you guys and gals to watch the replay, enjoy. I'll be back at the end of the video. I'll take this opportunity to thank you guys and gals for watching. I hope you enjoyed that rather exciting and tough race from Forza Motorsport 6 Porsche DLC. I'll be back again with more Porsche racing action in the not too distant future. Please be kind enough to rate the video, and if you're not a subscriber, don't be shy, click that sub button. Take care, keep watching, and keep well.